First off, quit typing, bro. Quit typing. I can already hear y'all in the comments. Look, chill, bro. Listen. This ain't a character assassination vid. Look, I'm not finna say that Tech Jacket is a fraud or anything, or that she's useless, because clearly she's not, right? Clearly she's not. She's clearly a valuable asset to the coalition in these battles. She provides good strategic firepower, supporting the main forces, and she can take care of the Viltrumites' enslaved allies very easily. She doesn't immediately die when she's faced with a Viltrumite, right? She can hold her own at least a little bit in an initial encounter. You know, when she's faced with a Viltrumite one-on-one, like she can last a little bit. She can last a few seconds, but that's just what the issue is, right? Like, that's all she's been able to manage to do. We've seen her in action up against multiple different Viltrumites at this point, and she's had to be bailed out every single time. And I'm not saying that losing to a Viltrumite is some crazy downscale, right? That bar is super high, right? Very few individuals in the universe can keep up with the Viltrumite. But that's exactly what she's been built up to be able to do. The story has built her up to be one of those few. All of the main allies that the coalition has brought in has been able to keep up with a Viltrumite in a 1v1 scenario. Alan, Space Racer, Battle Beast, the Graysons, but not Tech Jacket. It just, I don't know, it just feels inconsistent with how the story has built her up, right? The Geldarian civilization is one of the few that Viltrum wasn't able to conquer. They didn't even try, right? Because they were too strong, apparently. Apparently they were just too nice for them. They hired others to fight them. At the very least, this implies that Viltrum was afraid of losing too many soldiers, right, due to their low numbers, right? Even if this doesn't imply that they wouldn't be successful in conquering the Geldarians, it does at least imply that Viltrum felt that the losses would be too much if they faced them, which implies the Geldarians are at least capable of killing Viltrumites. If even the Viltrum Empire recognizes your strength this way, and they're even scared to confront you, that lends a lot of narrative weight to their capabilities, right? The powers of their technology, the Tech Jacket suit is built up to be this tough. If Zoe is using this same technology, then we are led to assume that she would be able to do the same thing. At least being capable of hurting a Viltrumite, at least a little bit. But so far that's not been the case. Her attacks are shown to be an annoyance at best, and every Viltrumite she's fought, she hasn't been able to do anything to a Viltrumite, even in a 1v1 encounter, which seems just a bit inconsistent with how the story has built her up, or the suit at least. It seems a bit inconsistent with how the story has built the suit up. From what we've seen, even an army of these suits shouldn't be able to hurt a Viltrumite, just judging from what we've seen it in action so far. So is it possible that she's underutilizing the suit? Right? Maybe it's a skill issue. Maybe she hasn't reached her ceiling and she needs to level up. I don't know. There are just some moments that make me question her decision making. Like this fight, right? Against a Viltrumite in episode 6, where she's pinned down, and this would be a perfect opportunity for her to use her head cannon like we saw early on in episode 5 when she was fighting that dude with the Walking Dread. But she just doesn't use it here. I don't know, it seems like either there's more details about the suit that we need to learn, right, later in the story. Maybe there's like limitations to it. I don't know, because right now it just looks like she's trolling. Look, like I said, I'm not saying Tech Jacket is a bum or that she isn't a strong fighter. Like, she's a super valuable tool for the coalition, primarily against the fodder, the auxiliary forces around the Viltrumites. But at that point, what really makes her special, right? What makes her more useful than any good fighter in the show, right? The narrative so far has highlighted and emphasized her, right? And led us to believe that she especially is important, right? Like she's on the level of all the other allies that the coalition has, emphasized. If she's only effective against the regular dudes, what makes her so much more important than, other good heroes that we've encountered in this story? Shit. What makes her more useful than Robot? Look, I know he's in another dimension right now, but Nolan didn't even ask about anybody else. He didn't even ask about Eve. Sheesh. What about Immortal? Look, I hear y'all in the comments already. Look, I know he's out of the picture right now, and he's definitely not finna hear Nolan out, right? I just feel like it's weird that there wasn't even any acknowledgement. With everything that's at stake, we don't even have any dialogue considering anybody else who'd be useful in this fight. Nolan would know a lot of heroes that are on Earth that would be you know what? They would also be good in this fight, right? Even though there's good reasons for the heroes that I mentioned wouldn't be able to participate, right? It just feels weird that Nolan didn't even think to ask about any other heroes that he knows would be. Maybe he's also the audience and he's under the assumption that Tech Jacket is just way up on this level, right? Maybe that's what's going on, because I don't know. What I'm really hoping is that I'll eat my words by the end of this season, right? This take ages horribly and Tech Jacket proves all the haters wrong. I mean, I'm not really a hater or anything. I love her character so far. I love Zoe. I love Tech Jacket. I'm just confused, right? I'm just confused because her powers seem cool, but her powers do not seem to be on the level of something that can be a threat to a Viltrumite. So,
what do you mean?
I don't know. And as always, I haven't read the comics, so please don't spoil anything that hasn't happened in the show yet. Don't spoil anything for me or any other fans in the comments, please. Thank you, and take care. I'm out.
How could you do this?
Why? Because fuck them, that's why.
Came with my own personal Farnsworth Benz. Pretty bitch with some perky titties. I heard your cheese tighter than Virgin Kitty. But that's besides the point. If I point, you won't catch a hollow point. Product of choice, God got moist. You've seen the light at the end of the tunnel. Try me, I will be delighted to pop your bubble. Might even get your wife your couple in the thigh muscle. I chuckle.